What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Resurrect, and today I wanted to talk to you specifically about Copart auto auctions and the bidding process. So for some of my watchers, maybe the newer guys, this may not be of interest so much, but I want to reach out to everybody who's bidding at Copart to make sure that you're not making this mistake on pre-bids, because it can end up costing you a lot of money. Now, I think maybe what I found is maybe a glitch in the system. I don't know what's going on, but I've been bidding at multiple auctions for a long time, and every once in a while, the salvage auctions will just slap me in the face. So, as soon as you think you're savvy in the salvage auction business, something will always slap you in the face and make you feel like an idiot. So let me show you something. I don't want people making this mistake and it end up costing them their hard-earned money and not getting the best deal they can. But the issue has to do with pre-bidding. Now, if you're not familiar with Copart auto auctions, you have the option of either pre-bidding on the auction or bidding at the during the live auction. And typically, I always bid during the live auction. That's really the best way to ensure that you get what you want and you get the best deal. But sometimes, life throws things at you, and there's just always something going on. And you're just not available for the auction, and you don't have anybody that could bid for you. So pre-bidding is a great option. And pre-bidding is great because before the auction, you can just say, all right, I'm willing to spend X amount of dollars on this car, and you're going to trust that the computer is going to automatically bid you up until it reaches your threshold. And then if somebody goes higher, you tap out, they get the car. But it's an automated process, and most auctions work exactly the same. For example, insurance auto auctions or Manheim, even eBay, a lot of them call this a proxy bid type system. And in the Copart world, they refer to this as incremental bids or increment bids. So let me show you what's going on here and just make sure that you don't make this mistake, because I've recently made this mistake and it cost me money. So I'm going to do a little bit of a screen recording here. I'm going to show you the problem. Okay, so here we are. We're going to open up I have a couple of Copart accounts. One of them is a personal account and one of them is a business account that I have, somebody has vouched for me and allowed me to be a purchaser under their business account. But let me just show you this car that's in my watch list here. This is just an example. So I'm gonna go over to my watch list, and we have a car here. It's a 2019 Mercedes GLC 300. So I'm gonna click on the listing, and bidding on different listings, it seems to be a little bit different from time to time. But on this one, let's say I want to pre-bid on this actual listing. So right now the bid's at $750. The bid increment is $25. So you can bid, the next bid would be $775, and then after that, $800. But I'm gonna bid $950 on this just to show you guys the process. So you're gonna hit bid now, and then if you look right here, it says checkbox to bid one more increment bid guidelines here. So this, as long as this box is checked, you're good. You're gonna be, the computer is going to proxy bid for you. It's going to bid up to $950 during the live auction, and then if somebody surpasses that threshold of $950, then it's gonna tap out and the other person's gonna get it. But if you uncheck this box and you bid $950, the listing goes to $950. That is now what the bid will be. I don't really understand the value of something like that, other than maybe if there was a listing that you just really wanted so bad and you just wanted to just boost that price into the stratosphere, just to scare everybody off. Maybe that's an auction tactic for some people, but it's not really something I've seen on the other auction websites. So normally this works fine and this is not a problem. However, if you use the Copart application on iPhone, I think personally there might be a problem with this application. So let me show you what's going on, because I guarantee you there's some people out there that have made this mistake and are wondering what the heck happened. And I've reached out to Copart about this, and I'm hoping they have a reply. But you know, this has cost me money. So let me show you that briefly, what's going on the iPhone application. All right, so I just need to show you for a second what happens on the iPhone application that may be costing you guys some money. Now I rely heavily on this app because I'm on the road quite often, and I need to bid when I'm on the run, not in front of a computer. So let me show you my watch list here. I have something I'm watching. I'm signed into my commercial account, and there's a car that I saved in my watch list just for an example. So right now here you can see it as we saw on the computer, same car. And earlier I tried to bid on it on the same commercial account, and the checkbox for the increment bidding was selected. But now I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to try to bid $950, and I'm going to hit that bid button. But look right here, look what happened. It says right here that the checkbox to bid one more increment, it is not automatically selected. It is by default not selected. So now if I bid on my phone, I'm going to boost that bid to $950. But on my computer, it's going to automatically incrementally bid me. So this is really weird, guys. This is not a big deal at $950, but you can imagine if I was bidding like $20,000 on this car and I wanted to get the best deal I could, it's going to start me out at $20,000. That is a huge problem. And if you look right here, it explains a little bit about how incremental bidding works. And on the bottom, there's a note here. I'm trying to focus in on that. It's right here. It says, note, the bid increment checkbox is selected by default. It is not selected by default. And this recently cost me quite a bit of money. And it's weird because if I use my personal account through the app, the checkbox is selected by default. So I don't understand what's going on here. So the problem here is one of three things. And I spoke to a Copart representative in person the other day, and he was being as nice as he possibly could, but he basically said, when you bid, maybe you should read what you're doing before you bid. And I completely agree with him. However, seeing that by default that option should be checked, I think there's quite probably an issue. So we got one of three problems going on. Either A, I'm an idiot and some type of user error. B, there's a glitch in the system. Or C, this is some type of intentional thing. I choose not to believe option A for obvious reasons. Option C, I find it hard to believe. I really do think that this is probably a glitch in the iPhone programming or something. But I've reached out to Copart, and I'm hoping that they can provide me a reasonable explanation. And also I'm hoping they can work with me on this last deal because, I bid on something that nobody else had bid on, all right? So the auction was at $0 from the get-go, and I put my max bid, and because of this issue, the bid went to my max bid, and then nobody proceeded to bid on this listing after me. And this was a pure sale auction listing. So I could have had this thing probably a lot cheaper, but instead, I got it for my max bid, which is really frustrating. I don't know why it did that. No other auctions have that feature, and I really feel that that feature is just ridiculous. I don't think there's any real purpose for that feature. Why would you want to just boost your pre-bid, up into the sky like that? I mean, it just doesn't seem like a reasonable tactic for anyone to use to get a great deal on a vehicle. So I want to tell you about this issue. Make sure on your accounts that when you log in and when you bid, that check mark is always checked. Otherwise, you are losing money. You're just flushing money down the toilet. I hope that this video has helped in any type of way. And if you like any of these videos, please hit that like and subscribe button. We're gonna have a lot more videos to try to help people out there navigate salvage auctions. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.